Hamas suffers a tremendous blow to its capabilities as the IDF uncovers yet another UNRWA facility being used as a terrorist headquarters. In the process, 30 Nukba force terrorists who participated in the October 7th massacre were eliminated, breaking up another attack which was being planned on IDF soldiers at the Nusirat camp area in Gaza. At the same time, there were developments on other fronts as the leadership of Hamas issued a statement rejecting Israel's proposal for a deal to return the hostages and end the war. On Israel's northern border, Hezbollah has unveiled a new weapon and 11 people were wounded in a drone strike which hit the town of Khorfish. The situation on this front is escalating rapidly, so let's dive into the details. I'm Yair Pinto, and this is your Boots on the Ground report about what is happening in Israel on the 244th day of the war against the terrorist organization Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and Iran. The top story in the last 24 hours is that Hamas has rejected a proposal for the release of Israeli hostages and a long-term ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. In a memo distributed by a Hamas spokesman, the terrorist organization claims that the Israeli proposal is fundamentally different from the one presented last weekend by American President Joe Biden. According to him, the agreement includes a temporary and not a permanent ceasefire. He furthermore complained that Israel will return the kidnapped and then continue the war, neglecting to mention that this war was started by Hamas when it carried a brutal massacre of Israeli civilians on October 7, 2023. However, the statement seemed to leave the door open for further discussions as it praised the proposal made by the US President Joe Biden last Friday evening, making a distinction between that proposal and Israel's terms. We will continue to report on this story as new developments arise. Meanwhile, in the last 24 hours, the Air Force, under the direction of the forces of the 99th Division, the Intelligence Division, and the Shin Bet, attacked a terrorist compound used by Hamas terrorists and located inside an UNRWA school in the Nusirat region, in the center of the Gaza Strip. At the same time of the attack, there were several terrorists from Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad inside the building. Intelligence estimates had identified them as individuals who belonged to the Nukba forces that took part in the massacre of Israeli civilians on October 7th. Furthermore, the IDF spokesman in Arabic declared that the classrooms in the school were a shelter for terrorists, and to back up this assertion, shared an intercepted phone conversation from October 7th that included a terrorist identifying his position as being inside the school. The terrorists also discussed their joy at having participated in the atrocities, bragging about how they kidnapped a woman and terrorized others.
جبنا فرس يا حاج. ايش جبت؟ خيل فرس.
جاب حصان؟
صار اصلا اصيل مش حصان كديش تبع القرعان.
انت مين جبته؟ مين ساعده؟ عبد ساعده؟ كيف سموه؟
ممزح يا راجل كيف حالك؟
Some Arab media outlets give a false narrative about the IDF making a deliberate attack on helpless civilians in a UN-administrated school. But this is a complete distortion of the truth. The bodies shown in the pictures and video aired on these media outlets are not of innocent civilians, but of murderous barbarians who committed horrific acts of violence against innocent civilians on October 7th. They were combatants in a war that they were continuing to wage against Israel, and they met their end in a battle against Israeli military forces. The IDF spokesman declared in a statement following this incident that before the attack, many steps were taken to reduce the chance of harm to those not involved. This is the truth about what happened at this UNRWA school, and I will ask you to help us spread the truth by sharing this video on YouTube, subscribing to this YouTube channel, and sharing our content on social media. Getting back into the news, soldiers of the 7th Brigade and the Kfir Brigade who in the last day launched an attack in the east of the El Burij refugee camp and in the east of Dir el-Balach in the center of the Gaza Strip, eliminated terrorists located in several shafts and gained operational control of that area. In the process, they discovered a Hamas mortar bomb launched that was placed under a UN post in the center of the Gaza Strip. This is yet another piece in the growing mountain of evidence that Hamas is using UN facilities and employees in acts of terrorism against Israel. Once again, I will ask you to please take an active part in spreading the truth. Support us so that we can continue to produce content about Israel. If you want to see more videos like this one, please donate to us by clicking the YouTube button here or going to our website at www.tbn.org/Israel. Switching to Israel's northern front, on Wednesday evening, 11 people were wounded in an attack by Hezbollah drones on the town of Khorfish on Israel's northern border with Lebanon. On Thursday morning, the IDF announced that Sergeant Rafael Cauders, 39 years of age, has succumbed to the wounds he suffered in this attack. What makes this attack alarming is that the two drones hit the area of the town's soccer field without setting off any alarms, raising some questions about Hezbollah's ability to launch surprise attacks. Let's take a closer look at the possible explanations for this. It is possible that Hezbollah unveiled a new weapon in Khorfish, more advanced drones than what it had unleashed before. This would be a so-called secret munition, which does not simply get launched from point A at point B, but rather goes along with cameras that allow the operators to look for a target of opportunity on the ground. When a target is found, the operators can send the drone in to attack it at a vulnerable time and angle. Another technological innovation of these drones is a variable radar cross-sectional area that makes it difficult for radar to detect and track it. For now, the IDF is investigating the incident, and here at TBN Israel, we will keep you informed about the results of this investigation going forward. For now, we can tell you a few more things about the drones Hezbollah is known to use. The Iranians made sure to equip Hezbollah with many and varied UAVs, including many weapons that Hamas and other terrorist groups don't have. This includes suicide drones like the Ayub and attack UAVs like Ababil or the Shahab series. On the other hand, Hezbollah also has an air defense system with S-200 batteries and 358 missiles, which are capable of intercepting Israeli drones and have already shot down some, including a Hermes 900. Against Hezbollah's arsenal, Israel naturally has stronger defenses. A multi-layered system of radars, interceptors, and warning systems is in place to defend against incoming attacks by rockets, missiles, and drones. This includes the famous Iron Dome system for short-range threats and David Sling system for mid-range threats, and the Arrow 2 and Arrow 3 systems for longer-range threats like the barrage of ballistic missiles Iran fired at Israel on the morning of the April 14th. However, the threat from drones is especially difficult to defend against because of their maneuverability and their ability to fly above a target undetected for a long time before beginning the final approach, which can take mere seconds and comes without much warning. Israel is working on a solution to this threat, and some of our leading defense companies, including Rafael and Elbit Systems, are the advanced stages of developing the Magen Or system for tying together ultra-fast radars with lasers to intercept such threats. The system uses a laser beam with a power of about 100 kilowatts and is designed to intercept various UAVs and rockets. It is expected to become operational in the second half of 2025 and is meant to replace the Iron Dome. This will create enormous economic savings, as each Iron Dome interceptor costs around 30,000 United States dollars, and the Magen Or system's laser interceptor will cost a tiny fraction of that amount. But that's at least a year ahead. And right now, at this very moment, the situation in the north of Israel is escalating and could lead to a full-scale war at any moment. In fact, it might have already happened by the time you watch this video. Hezbollah's ability to fight that war has suffered several serious hits in recent days, with at least 26 senior field operatives eliminated by IDF airstrikes and several rocket launchers, and large quantities of ammunition destroyed by IDF counter-efforts fire. In addition to this, there were large fires in southern Lebanon in recent days, just as there were in Israel, causing many problems for Hezbollah and exposing many of their positions. All of this has led to Hezbollah increasing the volume of fire it's directing against Israel, and as I mentioned yesterday, this might be a sign that they are unsure what to do and are simply firing away in hopes that Israel will be intimidated into backing off. But if statements by Israel's leadership are any indication, no one on this side of the border is intimidated or scared. On the contrary, after 8 months of this low-intensity conflict, it is clear to everyone that this cannot go on. The 100,000 internally displaced Israeli refugees who are away from their homes, jobs, schools, and routines is reason enough for Israel to take steps to change the situation. The slow-motion destruction of border communities like Kiryat Shmona, with houses, stores, schools, and health clinics being systematically blown up by Hezbollah anti-tank missiles and rockets that are starting forest fires, is evidence of a battle zone inside Israeli territory. This is a completely unacceptable situation that goes against the Israeli security concept, which has been established since the foundation of this state. Here at TBN Israel, we will keep a close watch on this situation and keep you updated with the latest developments. Please continue to spread the truth, share and follow us, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And take a minute to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. There is one more story to report on today, and that is the ongoing threat from the Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen. A spokesman for this group announced in the last 24 hours that it had carried out 3 missile attacks on ships in the Red Sea and the Arabian Sea. According to this statement, 2 of the ships were the Rosa and Vantage Dream, which belonged to companies that violated the decision to ban sailing to Israeli ports. A third operation targeted the American ship in the Arabian Sea using several UAVs. Before I conclude this report, I want to pay my respects to the veterans of D-Day, the invasion of Nazi-occupied Europe by soldiers of the Western Allies during the Second World War. Today is the 80th anniversary of that event, which marked the beginning of the end of one of the most evil and murderous regimes in human history. We salute the soldiers who fought to free Europe from the Nazis and save the lives of countless innocent people, including the survivors of the Nazi concentration camps. I should also mention that this week marks the 57th anniversary of the Six-Day War, when Israel fought for its life against yet another attempt to wipe it out, and won with the help of God and the bravery of the IDF soldiers. Today, we are in another existential battle against the forces of evil and barbarism. We are in difficult times, but we must not lose hope. Let's spread the truth together and make sure it comes out. So please help us share these videos, follow us, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. The world needs to know what is happening here so that they can pray. So that they can pray for the IDF soldiers who are risking their lives to defend us against these terrorist organizations. Let's pray for the hostages to be released and united with their family and loved ones. And most importantly, let's pray for the peace of Jerusalem.
Hello, this is Mati here in Jerusalem with TBN Israel.
This is Yair Pinto from TBN Israel here in Jerusalem. TBN Israel is keeping viewers informed with Israel-focused news, culture, and what God is doing in this land.
Support TBN Israel today online at tbn.org/Israel. Thank you.